Hello everyone, my name is Aishna. I am the assistant editor at CA Club India, and today we are in conversation with Girish Aswani, All India Rank 1 CA Inter Jan 21 exams. So welcome to CA Club India, Girish, and heartiest congratulations to you for securing All India Rank 1 from the entire team of CA Club India.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for having me with you.
Okay, so now that some time has passed since the results, how are you feeling? Has the feeling sunk in yet, or are you still processing?
Like the feeling has sunk a bit, but moreover, it is like I'm still feeling the same. If I open the mark sheet again, I'm seeing the merit list again. I just go to that moment again where I was facing that. I just faced the mark sheet for the first time. I saw my merit list for the first time, and I was just not able to realize that how I had managed to got All India rank one. And for those 4 to 5 hours when the result was out, I couldn't know how I don't know how I managed to realize that thing. Like it was like unforgettable moment for me. Even if I open the mark sheet right now, I would just go to that particular moment, like those 4 to 5 hours where I was not able to realize that particular thing that I have got All India rank one.
Okay, so and when you saw that mark sheet, what was your immediate reaction, and what was the reaction of your parents like?
Like when I opened the mark sheet, like it was around 2.220, I think, and I didn't open the merit list first. My first basic thing was to get pass. I opened my results. I saw the first word I saw was pass. I was happy. Then I saw 689. I shouted, "Mummy, 689!" I shouted too heavy, and then I was shouting like hell. Then I called my father that Papa 689 I. Then I called my brother, my friends that I have 689. I have scored 689. Then my brother asked me to see the merit list because at 689 I would definitely be getting a one-digit All India rank. All India rank. Then I visited the merit page, and there I saw that I got All India rank one. I again shouted too heavy like I have got All India rank one. I touched the feet of my mother, my grandmother. Then I went to my father's shop. Then at that place I again touched his feet. I took his blessings. Then for 15 to 20 minutes, continuous calls were coming. I was too happy for those 15 to 20 minutes. Like it was too motivational and inspiring moment for me also.
So were you expecting a rank also when you were preparing for your exams?
Like preparing for the examinations is too different from expecting a rank. Like it is too different. I never expected for a rank. Like everyone was saying to me that you can get All India rank one. My relatives or my friends, my parents were also telling me that you are All India rank one for us. You will definitely score All India rank one. But that was creating a pressure on me because what if I didn't get All India rank one? Like if you are seeing me as an All India rank one, there would be 50 others who also expected the same, and they are like seeing me and like noticing that I could be at that place. I was also expecting this fame, this place. So it is not just one All India rank one. It You are seeing me too happy. There are other 49 others who are not happy seeing me because they also expected the same thing to them. So I didn't expected a rank for from where the foundation results or final results were declared on 21st March. And in the announcement of ICI, it was nowhere written that we will be declaring the merit list. So I thought यार merit list तो नहीं आने वाली इस बार, अपन को rank नहीं आ रही, अपन को prepare करना पड़ेगा. So I started with from that particular day I started myself believing that rank आनी ही नहीं अपनी rank नहीं आ रही, because it would be definitely helpful to me if the rank is not coming. And if I'm expecting for All India rank and then I see my report card and there would be no All India rank, then it would be too disheartened for me that I was expecting. I did all my hard work. I gave all my hard work to that. I gave all my dedication. Still, I couldn't manage for on All India rank. So from last 5 to 6 days, I managed myself that you are not getting any All India rank. You are just getting passed, and even if you are not getting passed, you should move on further. You can like I followed two rules of my in my life: give your best and prepare for the worst. Once you have give your best for the examination, that's all you can give. Then whatever the worst can happen to you, because it is because of the examiner's mistake or because of the any of the mishappening, you need to accept it. So I gave my best in the exams. I ended up prepared for the worst. If whatever the worst result can come, be it 39 in any of the subject, be it 40 in any of the subject, be it 500, be it 600. So I was expecting, like I was prepared for the worst, but I got the best out of that. I gave my best and also got the best. So it was really a great moment for me.
Okay, that's great. So, Girish, why don't you tell us something about yourself?
I am Girish Aswani, as you all know, and from childhood I was academically too strong. Like from childhood, what happened? Like in my tuitions, I would used to go to my tuition in near neighborhood because my parents are not too much educated to make me study. So I used to go to a tuition class nearby house, and like they used to tell me that you can recall everything, you can even recall the answers word by word, you can recall the page number where that question is lying. So from starting, everyone like was telling to me that you can learn everything. So I was too pressurized with that thing in my childhood, and I made it a habit that I will show everyone that I can learn everything. I can learn the page completely. I can learn where the question is, where the answer, what is the page number. So from childhood, it developed me a habit that I can learn word to word. It is not too heavy for me to learn word to word. So it helped a lot me in theoretical subjects. I started learning from word to word. Then after 10, in 10th class, I got a good score of 10 CGPA. In 12th, I got 95% in CPT, which I was doing in a very fantastic, very relaxed manner. I enjoyed my CPT. Like I was no pressurized. I was not at all pressurized. I was just giving CPT as I have to get passed. But still in that, I scored 182, which was the highest all over Rajasthan. Then in intermediate, I too had all my mischiefs. I was too notorious from my childhood. Like it was not like all other, like many other toppers continuously studying in the books, no other thing, like no friends, no relatives, no like no playing anything. I did everything. I had my friends. I also had some fun with my friends in PG. Anyone can also visit my Instagram profile and can see how we used to celebrate any birthday. So more than my all India rank one, more than I study, I dedicate or I devote my rank to what I did besides my rank, besides my study. How my parents helped me, how my brother motivated me, how my friends were always in support of me. Like some of my friends were even praying for my rank. Like they were not sure about their own getting passed, but they were praying for my rank. They used to come again to me that, are you getting all India rank one? You should be preparing very hard. We need your all India rank one. So I got such an atmosphere that everyone was with me. I got a handful of lucky people. I was too lucky in that thing. So it is all about me, my family. I am from a background where business is too supreme. Like studies were never too important in our background. So not my mother is studied, nor and like no one is studied in our parent family. We are living in a joint family. No one is studied. No one like even past 12th, I think. Everyone is in some business line. Like we are the first generation which are studying. My brother is doing CA final currently. I was highly motivated by him. So this particular thing that I am the only one which is studying from this family. Yeah, this is the first generation which is going outside which is breaking the barriers of our family, which is leaving the business line and getting some degree, professional degree. So this was my background. I had no pressure because no one in the family was studied. Like no one studied, no one was a chartered accountant, no one even knew a bit about what is chartered accountancy course. So I had no pressure. I was very much relaxed. No one used to come to me and see what are you doing, what you're not doing. I was just studying with the books, and they were relaxed. Like, okay, you are studying, it's okay. So this is all about my background and about me.
And if we talk about your studies, so like, did you also like, do you believe in strategizing your subjects and your, the entire day? And if you do, then what strategy did you follow for the CA inter preparation?
In CA course, more than what you are studying is important, how you are studying it and how strategically are you moving in your direction. Because strategy is very, very much important because you have 8 subjects and in total there are 28 to 29 books, I think, in CA intermediate. So in those 29 books, how you have to manage this, and there's only one particular gap in between examinations. So you have to manage, you have to be strategically too strong to complete those 8 books in one go and give your best in the examination. So strategy is too much important. Like what I prepared was like you have to complete the course in all the subjects, and you have to revise it the daily whatever you are doing, like whatever lectures you have visited today, you need to revise it on the same day, and in the next day you have to revise it again. For somehow you have to take an overview what you studied for the yesterday. And once you have completed all the course, I prepared for the mock test series. Like We have to prepare for 1 day in the exam time. We have to revise complete course in 1 day. But if we are doing the course for the first time, it would definitely take us 9 to 10 days. So if you are doing it currently in 9 to 10 days, and at the end you have to manage it to complete in 1 day, then you can't directly just complete in 10 days now, and then the second time you can complete in 1 day. It is not possible. So what you can do is, first complete your course in 10 days today. Then second time when your subject is coming again, then you need to target that you are completing it again in 5 or 6 days. Then for the third time, you need to complete it in 2 or 3 days. In such a flow, you will definitely be able to complete the course in 1 day in the examination times. So there is a lot of strategy involved in it. I can't tell you all of the strategies. We have a limited time available here. So if anyone want to visit my YouTube channel, I would definitely love to share how I studied which strategies I followed. And as a topper, I just don't want to be another All India Rank 1. There are 2 All India Rank 1 in CA Intermediate every year. So I just don't want to be another All India Rank 1. I want to share every strategy of mine. I want to help the others to score the same marks. The students who are not getting any guidance from the others who needs guidance. So I have also opened my YouTube channel, where I have also came up with my first video, like how to clear CA Intermediate in just 7 months, which seems too tough to the foundation students who have just cleared their foundation in Jan attempt. So any foundation student can definitely visit that video, and if it finds helpful or anyone has any query regarding it, can directly message me on my YouTube, on my LinkedIn or Instagram, and I will solve their query on call. So it is a responsibility of mine to help others and guide others who are in need.
Okay, that's actually really good, Girish, that you're helping others also to score as well as you did. So, like, if we talk about strategy, and then if we talk about the schedule that you followed to achieve that the strategy that you've planned. So what was your schedule like, if we talk like 1 month prior to the exam and during the exams?
The first thing is like following the schedule is important, but before following the schedule, you need to accept that in between following that, you may come across situation where you are not able to complete it. You are not able to complete the schedule as planned. So you need to be prepared for it. You need to be prepared that if you are not planning it according to schedule, then what you will do? Like we all have planned for success, but we are not planning for failures. So you need to prepare that if I fail in performing as per schedule, then what will I do? Will I again come with a new schedule? Will I reschedule the whatever I have made timetable for the subjects? So you need to be accepting it in the starting. Then what I followed for the 1 month before the examination was like I'm talking about the last 1 week before the examination. Last 1 week before the examination, I prepared myself that whatever I had given till now is everything I can give. Now I can't do anything else. I have did my hard work. I have given my patience. I have did my determination. Whatever I can give, I have give. Now you don't have to expect anything from the examination. You have given your best. Now whatever will be the examination, you need to be satisfied. Whether you are passed, whether you are failed, you have give your best. You need to be satisfied. At last, what matters is that you are satisfied. Like even if I have not scored All India Rank 1, or even if I have not managed to be in the All India Rank list, I would have been still satisfied today because I gave my best. So it is a God blessing that I have got All India Rank 1. But even if I had not got it, I would have been satisfied because I gave everything I can give. I gave my best, and I was preparing for the worst, so it would have been easy for me to move on. And what happened before 1 month before the examination was, I was prepared that I have to study 12 or 13 hours daily. 12 to 13 hours daily, and taking like only 6 or 7 hours whatever need is you are requiring to be efficient for the time you are studying. Like if I am efficient, if I can sleep 5 to 6 hours a day, some other would be needing 8 hours to be efficient in their studies. So you need to be planned accordingly, not just copying others. You need to plan according to you. If you are efficient in giving 8 hours sleep, so you can give that. If I am comfortable with 6 hours sleep, I would be giving that. You need not copy me as I am copying. You can just like take the idea what I am giving, what I am trying to convince, or what I am telling to you, that you need to be efficient. The main thing is you need to be efficient in the studies you are giving, whether it be 12 hours, 13 or 14. And what I also give with 12 or 13 hours study is that for half an hour or 1 hour daily, I used to play with the kids, or I had my fun with the family, or sitting with them relaxing. and during that 1 hour, half an hour, I would forget all about my studies. I will get myself relaxed from that time, so that like you need to have some pleasure of time in every day. You can't just continue everything like in a flow. You would be studying for 1 month completely. You would be in a nostalgia, like you can't completely follow it. You need to have some time for fun also, to have some pleasure for 15 minutes, 10 minutes, or you can have a round in the park. So I had a half an hour or 1 hour out for that thing daily. I used to talk to my friends. I can video call my friends. We had a lot of fun for that 1 hour, half an hour, and for that particular time, I forgot everything, as my studies and everything else. For the time I only relaxed. I enjoyed the time I was giving to that particular thing, and studies would follow it again. So the timetable is very important. What you are going to do, if you are deciding to give 12 hours, then you should be giving 12 hours to the studies. Even if you are not able to implement it in the starting, you need to accept it, because like if I'm not studying today, I'm studying 0 hours today, and if I'm planning to do 12 hours tomorrow, it is not at all possible. For tomorrow I would be able to give 2 hours, then day after tomorrow 4, and it would continue in the flow. I can't directly jump from this situation, like from this situation to this. You need to come step by step. So this is very important. You can't directly jump. You need to motivate yourself at every step of your life, whether you are giving 2 hours daily, 4 hours daily. So you need to be motivating yourself at every stage.
Right. And do you also think that there should be regular breaks in your timetable as well? So like, do you plan your breaks also, or you just like randomly take breaks whenever you get tired?
I think that for this particular answer, there is a lot of subjectivity involved.
Right.
What I require, how I study, that is a lot. There is a lot of subjectivity. Everyone can differ in that particular question. So what I was doing, like I had a joint family. I already said you that I had a joint family. There were a lot of kids, 7 to 8 kids were in our family. So I would be easily distracted from them. If they are coming to my home, they are playing, they are fighting with each other, and I had a habit, I can't sit quiet. If they are coming to me, I would just pinch him up, or I would just pull his ears. So I had a habit, I can't sit quietly. I'm too mischievous and notorious kind of guy from my childhood. So I would not be sitting quiet. If child is coming, I would definitely be just pulling him off. So you can't have to do this thing. You need not be copying this thing of mine. I was distracted from them. You need not be doing the same. You should always be focused on your studies, and you can't be distracted from other things. And for breaks, like I used to study in a long time of gap. Like if I'm studying, then I would be completing this. I would take a plan that I have to complete this particular chapter, or 2 or 3 of chapters. I couldn't schedule my timetable according to the time I have to give. I schedule my timetable according to the subject or course I have to complete. Then only I would take my break. Like in law, I can say that I would be completing 3 or 4 chapters. Then only I would be studying. I would be coming out of my room. So it would be better, like if you are preparing for giving just 2 or 3 hours, and then you are taking the break. It is possible that in those 2 or 3 hours you are not completing what you should have. So it is better to sacrifice the break for the course you should be completing for today.
So Girish, like we all know that the next step is articleship in the CA curriculum. So do you have any future plans for your articleship or any other things as of now?
Currently, I'm applying in Big Fours in Ahmedabad and Bombay, and also for mid-sized firms, because currently I'm not sure what I'm going for what I would be choosing, because mid-sized firms also provide some exposure, like Big Fours also provide a good corporate culture. So I would be deciding about that in 1 or 2 days. 2 days, like I think it is the last interview, I think, and I would be deciding. I would be sitting idle for 1 or 2 days from now. So I would be deciding where I need to go, what I need to follow in the future. So accordingly, I will decide. But one thing is sure, that I would not be I would be joining the articleship in Ahmedabad or Bombay only, because they provide a lot of corporate culture. Because corporate culture is a lot important to us. If I am going in Big Fours, the knowledge I would gain about the corporate culture is too important. How the corporates deal with the clients, how they follow the ethics followed there, and how they deal with the articles. Like these all knowledge are very important for a CA student. So I would be definitely be excited to join the Big Fours for gaining the corporate knowledge, and also for the mid-sized firms. I can say that the complete knowledge they provide to deal with the small businessmen, because in Big Fours you gain only knowledge about the particular area, a specialization. But in mid-size firms, you can gain knowledge about how to deal with a particular client, how you can file the returns, how you can file the GST returns, tax returns. So all both of these things are important for your future. So I think both of them are important, but you need to prioritize. Definitely, you need to be prioritizing these according to your needs and demands. So I would be definitely doing it in 1 or 2 days.
And Girish, what are your views on indulging in any co-curricular activity while studying? Like, of course, during the exams it's not possible, but during the study time, like maybe 1 month before the exams, how important do you think it is for CA students to ease off their mind because of some co-curricular activity?
It again depends upon the person we are talking about. Like, if the person is like, if I'm talking about myself, I would definitely do some curricular activity for 30 or 40 minutes a day, because it would keep me excited to study for the rest of the day. Like at the same time, there would be some other person who, if it gives 30 minutes for any other activity besides study, will not be able to study for the whole day. So you need to understand who you are, whether you would be able to study after involving in any other activity or not, because the basic target is the efficient study.
Right.
Whether it be with curricular activity or not. So you need to prioritize it, whether you can do it or not, and accordingly we can shape your answer. If you can do it, you can definitely give 15 or 30 minutes a day for that thing, because it will keep you motivated. If not, you can't be like, if you are giving particular 30 minutes of your day to a particular thing, and you just keep thinking about that thing, you are not able to concentrate on your studies, then you need to ignore it and concentrate on your studies.
And as an ending note, if you would like to share any tip to the CA community through CA Club India.
What I need to share in the end is that patience, determination, and hard work. These three are very important for any CA student, and even any other student, any other field, even to a businessman, a person who is owning a company. All these things are important. And if you are entered in a chartered accountancy course, you need to be responsible, like a 25 or 26 years old man. You can't be irresponsible. Like what happened with me during the time when the exams were postponed to November directly. I even didn't touch a book for 1.5 months. For 45 days, I was involved in my phone, in TV or newspapers. I didn't even touch even one of my book. Then my father came to me and asked me, like, he don't know what I can study. He have no knowledge about my CA course, but still he know that I have to study. My exams are coming. So he came to me and asked me, when you are going to study again. I told him that still 2.5 months are left. I would be studying very soon. So he told me that after the COVID period, when we are going to shop again, it comes a situation that someday there is a profit, someday there is a loss, but still I have to sit there. I can't just come if there is a loss. I can't just come away from there that I would not be sharing any loss. I want only profit. I can't run from there. I have to go and sit there for a specified period of time. Same applies to me. Same, I have to study daily for a particular period of time. It is my responsibility. If I am pursuing any course, it is my responsibility to do it. If I am not doing it, I am going away from my direction, from my destination. So it is a responsibility to do the hard work. Hard work is must. You can't ignore hard work at any point of your life. Hard work plus smart work plus consistency plus patience plus not expecting, like your satisfaction should be dependent on how you prepared, not what you got. What you prepared should be the basis for your satisfaction, and what you got, you should again analyze what you got, and you need to know what lacked in your preparation. Then you need to again follow the next step. You need to be again motivated for your target. Like we would be talking about the ranks and everything. Everyone is seeing me right currently. All the viewers, they would also be expecting that they can also be sit there in this position as an all India rank. But we also need to be clarifying others about the attempts people are giving in CA course. Right. What they are facing. Like many are who have already given 2 or 3 attempts. Many are there who are giving 10th or 11th attempt for the CA intermediate only. So what you need to do is you need to analyze where are you going wrong. I have seen people like they are getting failed, and again from the next day they are following the same study pattern which they were planning before. So they are definitely going in the wrong direction. Right. You need to understand why you got failed. Failing is not a problem. But after failing, not accepting that you have failed, you didn't have any mistake, and not correcting the mistake is the failure. So you need to, if you have failed, you need to accept it. You need to understand where you lagged and come on with a big jump again. Like there's a quote that अगर शेर 4 कदम पीछे ले रहा है तो उसका मतलब ये नहीं कि वो डर गया, वो ज्यादा अच्छे से आगे आएगा. So you need to be prepared for that. If you are going back for some, if you are taking some steps back, if you are getting failed, you need to know where were you going wrong, and then again jump, and then you should take a big jump towards your goal.
That's really good advice, Girish, and thank you so much for this interview. It was great speaking with you and getting to know your thoughts on the CA course. So thank you so much once again.